Hey guys, I am back with another episode, and this one is one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's also come up quite a lot this week with my female clients. So we're going to get straight into it. And that is the topic of the link between your feminine energy and your finances. Because there's a link that we've never been taught about. So our feminine energy is associated with qualities such as flow, intuition, receptivity, creativity, and nurturing. Whilst the masculine energy focuses on doing, achieving, and pushing forward. So this is why a lot of women have faced burnout despite being overachieving, despite working all the time, despite trying so hard, because we are going against our innate way of being. Now, within all of us, we have feminine energy and masculine, and they both need to coexist to sustain success, because the masculine energy is focusing on doing and achieving and pushing forward, and it provides the structure. So we need to think of the masculine energy in terms of strategy. In business anyway, and I guess in life. So the feminine energy is linked to creativity and intuition and just being in flow with our cycles, in flow with life, just not stressing, not forcing, not pushing, just allowing ourselves to receive. But we've been programmed and conditioned for so long to not do that. We've been programmed and conditioned to go out and get what we want. And whilst that has its benefits, it's not sustainable. And that is why we find ourselves in this constant cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, feeling burnt out, pushing through when it's the time of the month when we have the least energy. And then we wonder why we have like skin concerns or issues with our cycles or fertility. Like, it's because we are living out of alignment with the very thing that we are essentially driven by. So linking it to money is energy, and the way we attract and interact with it depends on our internal state. So when women are deeply rooted in their feminine energy, when we're able to feel comfortable, feel safe, in order to receive, we are more receptive to receiving money and abundance with ease, without constant need to control or force the outcome. So we're more in flow versus forcing. So the feminine energy way of attracting money is through flow. We do not force. And when we are in tune with our feminine energy, we align with abundance through creativity and intuition and self-worth, rather than feeling the need to grind for every single pound or dollar that we desire. And this shift alone will help you become a magnet for wealth rather than chasing it. It does take some practice, because we have been programmed and conditioned to force and hustle and go against our emotions, go against our body to earn money. But when we can start leaning into using the right side of the mind, which is responsible for creativity and intuition, when we can tap back into that and access that, rather than just leaning on the left side, which is responsible for logic and strategy, then we can start receiving again. That is the key to success. So, what is the link between feminine energy and self-worth? So, a core part of feminine energy is being open to receiving, and this is where we get stuck. So, if we have low self-worth, or we're carrying limiting beliefs around money that sound like I have to work hard to money, if I'm not working hard, I'm lazy, I'm not worthy of wealth, who am I to want to be rich? We can unconsciously block ourselves from receiving abundance, because we only get what we believe. We don't get what we want. And this is why it's so important to align your beliefs with your goal using NLP and subconscious reprogramming, because when your beliefs align with the goal, there is no resistance. It's just a matter of time before you get your goal. But where the problem lies, and I experienced this firsthand with my former business, although we did scale it to multiple six figures, it was so, so hard. I was always pushing, always forcing. I felt like I had the weight of the business on my shoulders. And in the almost 10 years that we had the business, my monthly income only went up by £2,000, which just makes no sense to me, other than the fact that I had a subconscious block, because looking through the generations before me, like my family members, we all have worked hard. We've all had businesses. We've all been hardworking. We've all thrown ourselves into the business and thought we need to work. And that was what was modeled to me. And then that was what I believed. And it's taken a while to get out of my masculine energy and allow myself to receive, even receiving compliments, receiving help. That is you leaning into your feminine energy. So by healing the wounds of worthiness through NLP and inner healing work, which is like inner child work, so you can connect back to that version of you that created these beliefs, then we can start to shift them and learn to trust that we are inherently worthy of receiving wealth. And then this comes with deep self-acceptance, rooted in our feminine energy, which then opens the doors to abundance. So because the feminine energy is also deeply connected to our intuition and creativity, which are the key drivers to wealth creation, instead of trying to control or micromanage every single step of our career, of our life, of our relationship, we can learn to lean into our intuition to make aligned, effortless decisions to attract more wealth. So here's the misconception though. Feminine energy isn't about sitting back passively and waiting for things to come to us. It's about taking aligned, intuitive action by being present in the moment, leaning into and checking in with yourself and asking yourself, what do I want to do right now? Not what I feel I should do. What do I want to do? What is my soul yearning for? What feels good to do right now? How am I going to get this task done in the most enjoyable way? And when we are present, we're grounded and we're connected to our internal guidance, we can take action from a place of certainty and ease rather than force and struggle. Because at the moment, a lot of us are still in the masculine approach to money, which leads to burnout. It leads to unhealthy relationships with work and finances. So the key to healing this relationship is to shift from chasing money to attracting it, to reclaim your right to receive without guilt or shame, just to know that you are worthy just for breathing. You don't need to do anything. You are perfect just the way you are. You do not need to feel guilty. You do not need to compare yourself. You do not need to feel like you're behind, that you're less than. You don't need to live in the past by identifying with experiences that have happened. That's gone. That isn't you. That's just something that happened for a moment in time. So don't carry it on to now. Another key aspect to help us step into our feminine energy is something that I use within my coaching sessions, and that is human design, because we all have a different human design. It's essentially the blueprint to our success. So everyone has a different strategy. Mine is to respond. So I use my intuition to guide me to what feels good, to what feels exciting. If I get asked to do something and it's like, I'm not really, like, it's not a hell yes, then it's definitely a no. I'm not going to put my energy into that because it's not going to yield me the results that I'm desiring. And that's what I went against for so long. I would feel obligated to say yes, obligated to help and pour from an empty cup. And this is what leads to deep unfulfillment, not knowing yourself, a low self-worth and a disconnect between you and your higher self and your purpose. And you only have to look around the world right now and see there's so many people that are experiencing depression and they're just not happy, just going through the motions of life because that's all they know. And they don't know how to disrupt these patterns, how to dissociate from the thoughts that they're having, because they don't realize that their thoughts aren't theirs. Their thoughts are just words that they've heard and continue to perpetuate around in our minds to, just to be there, because that's based on previous experiences. And the only way that we keep bringing those into the now is if we give them any attention. So this is why I'm so passionate about subconscious reprogramming using NLP, human design, and energetics, because we get to choose the path that we take. We don't have to just settle for what we know. In fact, that's quite lazy and it's uncomfortable. So why would you want to do that to yourself? So if this has resonated with you and you feel like you're ready to change, you're ready to get out of your own way, you are ready to connect to the version of you who you know is so beyond capable of achieving that wildest desire in your heart that you kind of believe in, but you thinking, how the hell is that going to happen? Then first of all, I want to let you know that I've created a free Success Self Activation Hypnosis. It's less than 20 minutes. It's also backed with healing frequency of 432 hertz, which is the frequency of love to activate your heart center, which if you are thinking about launching a creative heart-led business that's going to give you that freedom aligned lifestyle, then that is the frequency that you need to be vibrating at. That needs to be your energetic signature. I would definitely start by listening to the hypnosis and connecting with your higher self and seeing what comes through. And from there, if you're ready to get out of your own way, clear the root cause of the beliefs, the patterns, emotions, and stories that are keeping you anchored down to where you are now, then just reach out and we'll make that happen, so that 2025 can be a whole different ballgame for you. It won't be predictable and anything can be possible. So I hope this helps. If you've got any questions, make sure to reach out to me. I love connecting to you in the DMs on Instagram. It's my favorite place to be. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you next week. I hope you have an amazing weekend and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.